What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Product Designer. It's Jimmy, and today I'm going to be going through how to create a portfolio to get into that school that you always wanted. This is going to be a design portfolio, and it's also part two. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and watch part one. There's a lot of important information in there that you don't want to miss, and then hop right back to this one. For this one, I'm going to be going through how to create thorough projects to show in your portfolio. If you guys are first starting off though, I know it's going to be a lot of work, especially, you're coming off and you're new. And so don't feel like you have to do each and every one of these pages, but if you can, it'll be better. And I'm going to be going through this list that you guys see right in front of you, and I'm going to be going through each and individual one and all the requirements for that page. But however you know how to do things, just do it in that way, whether that's PowerPoint, Photoshop, Illustrator, drawing it with your hand. However you know how to do it in that way. Do it in your own style. Okay, let's just get this through real fast. I'm going to show you and read through this list with you guys, and then we're just going to hop into one of my projects. It's going to be a finished final senior project, all right, guys? So it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. Nobody's expecting you to produce work that's this good, especially if you are not a senior yet, okay? But what I'm trying to show you guys is just examples of what we're going to be going through in this list. Okay, so introduction page, it's going to be a cover page. It's going to be your name. It's going to be a hero shot maybe, and it's going to be the date and whatever. Done. State the problem. This is going to be a quick sentence. It's going to be showing, what are you trying to solve with this product? I'm trying to help older people walk around because they fall often. Whatever it is, just state it in a sentence real quick. Done. Project description. This is just going to be directly telling them what you are designing. Sometimes when students design things, especially when they're new, you're not really good at showing off what you're actually trying to show, if that makes sense. So in the most clearest way you can, just write it. Just write, I am trying to design a blank. Okay, project research. This is the big one. A lot of you guys have been asking me how to do project research. Essentially, research is anything you need to know to develop this project. So this can be the technology that's used, Arduino, or using some type of bioluminescence or LEDs or whatever technology you're using. Show it in picture form, show it in examples of competitors, show it in examples of other products that are out there. Just show images of it, and then just write a little thing next to it saying, I learned this and this and this from this product, and I want to use it to create and develop my own product. You guys get what I'm saying? That's literally all you need to do. If you're creating a product for somebody and you're following them around to study them, to see their behaviors, to see how they do things, that's called a day in the life. And so you're just showing this, take pictures throughout the process, show it in a sequence, and then talk about, have a little blurb and show your analysis of it. That's really all you need to do. Okay, then we get into the fun parts like exploration phases. This is going to be sketches. This is going to be trying to figure out what your thing is going to look like. Go into different directions. Maybe it's small, maybe it's big, maybe it's this round form factor, maybe it's a square form factor. Go in different directions and then finally kind of taper it down and narrow it down. And this is really designing in phases. So maybe you like 3 of the concepts that you designed, kind of explore them a little bit more. Just change a little part of that, change a little part of this. And it's all about showing the work. All right. Let's see, explore different solutions. Like I said, don't just do one, jump right into the final solution. That's going to be the biggest critique that all professors give up and coming students, is really students, they just jump into the solution too quickly. And if you are jumping into the solution right away, you're doing something wrong. Just show it and develop in a way. That's what everybody really wants to see. This is going to be a big one, guys. If you can show this one where now you're making a quick mock-up study. It doesn't have to be special. It doesn't have to be nice, but make it out of paper or something. Make it out of foam core. Make it, simple, but with decent craftsmanship. And professors are going to love this. This is going to be like, get you in, because they like when students make stuff to study from them. And so that's the number one thing that you guys definitely shouldn't just look past. All right, and then, just go through the process, show these pages of refinement of, now I want it to look like this, and I've kind of tweaked it, and now it looks like this, so it looks a little better. and show that, you know, it's getting more refined. And how you show that is by drawing a prettier picture. So the very first ones, when you're first studying the ideas and studying what it can look like, it doesn't have to look like nice sketches. It can be chicken scratches. But how you kind of show more finished work is by taking a little bit more time with them, and people will start seeing that that's becoming more final. And then the outcome and solution. So this is pretty much the most fun part of every industrial design project, is really creating the hero shots. The, you know, if you're going to be sketching it, draw it as best as you possibly can. Take your time with these, and then maybe color them in with some markers. However you do it, you know, do it in that way. And if you know how to do it in Photoshop, go ahead and do it in that way too. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. All right. So this is really just showing the, you know, the front, the side, the top, however you want to show in whatever angles. You might only need one, and that's perfectly fine if you're first starting off. Just one is good enough. And a lifestyle shot is pretty important. This is kind of showing your product in some type of a context. So if you're designing, like, let's say a skateboard, instead of just showing a single image of a skateboard, you can show somebody riding the skateboard at a park, and so they're actually using it. Or maybe you're designing a computer mice, you will show the mice on a table next to a laptop, and so just show it in that kind of way, put it in the context, and that really just develops the story. Solution explanation, getting a little bit deeper on the actual physical products. Like you could be talking about a different part call out, so just have a little line go into each part and just saying, you know, this is the top, this is the base, this is the fan, you know, this is a vent. That's literally what a part call out is. So you can have a page where it's just a rendering of it, it's just a sketch of it, and then just have that line that comes out and calls out each part. The dimensions, you could just do it real quick. You know, this is 3 inches long, whatever, just however, whatever information that you want to show with this product, you just kind of call it out in that way. So materials, exploded views, and how it's used. So maybe it's going through a sequence of how you use the thing. Last, we will close it up with a final hero shot. It could be a color study where you show different variations of color with the product. And then you can maybe even show packaging if you like. This is not very important, but if you want to, you could definitely show the packaging, what you imagine, how it would come in at the stores. And then also, if you really want, this is definitely not something that you guys have to do, but create a model. And this is going to be a little bit nicer. It's going to be, you know, almost creating a prototype of what this thing might look like. And so this is up to you. No big deal if you don't know how to do that. And I just want to say this again, if, you know, this is going to be a very thorough list. So if you're just first starting off and you are going to be submitting your portfolio to the school, you know, just do whatever you can. You could even go all the way up to just the final solution page and then just talk a little bit about it. It's not too much more work to show the materials and the call outs and talk about how it's used. And you guys could add to this list too. You know, maybe it needs a this type of page, maybe it needs a that type of page, but you guys can understand now where I'm coming from, where you're actually showing so much information about a single product rather than just showing the final solution. So I went through this whole page as quickly as I could. Let's go into my project and I'll show you guys an example of all of this in the visual form. All right, so this is on my Behance page and it's a speaker that I designed for senior year. So I'm just gonna go through it. I did it in Photoshop, I did it in Keyshot, and it was created in SolidWorks. So don't feel like you have to know how to use these programs. Again, sketching and markers is perfectly fine. I just want to show you examples of all of that whole list that I went through with you guys. So right here, this is the first page. This is the cover page, like what we were talking about. Just has my logo and just has the name of the product, and then it also has the image hero shot of the product. So this is going to be stating the problem page, and it's essentially just going through the issues of, you know, traditional microphones. This is showing more issue, you know, with all of these different componentries. There's a lot of parts. It can get it really intimidating. I want to pretty much design something that's more simple. So I'm just showing the different products that are out there. Okay, and then just more, again, what is this product going to be for? What am I actually designing? Obviously, I think by this point you should know I'm designing a microphone. This is how I was able to show sketching and development of the product, what it could look like. Just a really simple boom right here. This is my sketches. Here is going through the phases. So I went from this direction to that direction to this direction, and then finally to something a little bit more like this. So this is just another way of showing it. You don't have to do it like this. Like I said, do it in your own way. The hero shot. So boom, right here. This is already an in-context shot. This is how the microphone could possibly be used. This is what I'm trying to show with this image right here. This is really just showing the different parts, the materials that are being used, how it comes together. The in-context shows the lifestyle shots of how this product is actually going to work. Again, it's kind of repeating what this product is, how it's going to be used, and people just really like seeing that. This project is a little complicated, and so I had to create pages like this that kind of showed off and broke down it in a more simple and spoon-fed type of way. This is an exploded view, and it just shows how it all comes together, and again shows the different parts. And then here I'm breaking down each individual part, again with each individual parts you guys can see there. And so at this point I've shown what it is, I've shown how it works, how each individual part works, how they come together. So you guys kind of see that. And then here is some more research that I've done, just trying to test out if this is actually going to work. So I tested it all out, and just wrapping foam around the microphone is definitely going to help it a lot. So that's what this piece is for. It's pretty much just to cover the microphone with some foam so that when you're out and about, you could still have that isolation protection from external noises that you wouldn't want. And then also I threw in a ring light at the top there. I thought that was pretty cool. Boom, finish it off. This is going to be the two different modes of how my product, how my microphone is going to be used. So, you know, studio mode or on the camera mode. This is how the end user is going to use it. They could either just talk directly onto a desktop, so they'll use that front part of the microphone, but if they're going to be mounting it onto a camera, they'll be using the shotgun microphone. I hope you guys can see the purposes of each individual page, what I'm trying to kind of show and have the viewer kind of understand. So just go ahead and do that with your own projects. You could figure out what needs to be shown, what doesn't need to be shown. You don't need to show that whole giant list, but at least you know now. All right, guys, that's about it for this video. I know it's long, but this is really important information if you are actually trying to develop a portfolio, because there's no other video, no other YouTube channel out there that has really broken down portfolio in this way. So I hope you guys learned something. If you did, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Also leave a comment down below telling me if there's any other questions you guys have. And so if there's anything else that I missed or didn't cover, I will definitely create a part 3 of this series. All right, definitely hit that subscribe button so that my videos come right to you guys. And if you know anybody that would benefit from these videos, definitely share it with them. They'll appreciate it, and it'll just really grow this community. All right, guys, it's Jimmy, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.